and we're taking a look at your security systems. Remember, anything hooked up to the internet is hooked up to the world. So we're going to talk to a tech expert to make sure that hackers aren't using your stuff to get into your house.
Okay, you may have seen this next video making headlines on the rounds on social media. An 8-year-old girl in Tennessee was just playing alone in her room when a strange man started talking to her through the family's Ring camera.
Who is that?
I'm your best friend. I'm Santa Claus. I'm Santa Claus. Don't you want to be my best friend?
Okay, that gives me major heebie-jeebies. It's disturbing, and it's just one of many hacking incidents over the past month involving home security systems. Now, Ring, which is an Amazon-owned company, released a statement saying, quote, "We take the security of our devices seriously. We have no evidence of an unauthorized intrusion or compromise of Ring's systems or network." But whatever the case, the idea of a stranger being able to spy on you or your children in your own home is unsettling. Here to talk more about these devices and what you can do to protect your family is tech expert Nick Walney. I cannot stand hearing that and seeing and hearing the fear in that little girl's voice of what is happening and why is there a strange man's voice in my room right now?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Any device in our home that has a potential connection to the internet or even to our phones, if there's an app that pairs with the device, is susceptible to hacking. And hackers have gotten smarter in recent years. They've begun to design software that is specific to a certain device. And so there is software floating around on hacker forums specifically for hacking into Ring devices. A lot of people have Ring devices in bedrooms in order to, to surveil their homes and to be more safe and secure. But actually these hackers are starting to get in, and in the cases where there's an external microphone, they're talking to the people in the home.
Is there anything you can do if you have one of these devices, or perhaps you have one wrapped under the tree right now? It's a very popular gift as well. Is there anything you can do to make sure that does not happen?
One of the biggest things that you can do is have good password hygiene, I like to say. So many people will recycle the same 3 or 4 passwords for all of their different logins. The average American has over 80 different logins, and most people are only using a couple of passwords for all of those logins. If you get hacked, or even if your security gets compromised in any way, you need to not use that password again at all, because it's floating around in the hacker space that your email has been hacked into before with that password or password combination. And so especially now, since hackers use technology, they use bots or automation to try 1 million passwords a second practically to try and get into your account, then that's going to be an important piece for your security.
So there's no way that they could do what that family went through unless they somehow get a hold of your password then.
Right. So in that particular situation, whoever the hacker was, they had the email and the password. Another important piece is to enable 2-factor authentication. That is whenever you log in, maybe from a new device, then you get a code sent to as a text message or sent to your email address. That's called 2-factor authentication. You need to enable that when you have a device, but that actually really ups the layer of security. It's basically a second layer of security to say, hey, we noticed that this device is logging in from a different part of the country or a different country altogether. Ring is coming under fire because for being a company with $1 billion valuation, they had some basic security things that were not in place. You can try to log in an unlimited number of times and the CAPTCHA never shows up. You don't get an email if you're being logged into from a new device. Multiple users can be logged in at once, or there are 20 people logged into your Ring camera. You don't have a way to know that as a user. And so to look at this, just this simple camera, this is a doorbell camera that they do, but to look at something like the camera and think, oh, I think I'm the only person who is, able to see what's going on. Well, you don't know how many other users have access to that feed and have access to all the recordings that the video has done.
So it sounds like it's time to get a very serious password for this device only and keep it very private. And like
and you can do a password manager too. So you can use software online. It's called a password manager that will memorize all your passwords for you, because you're just going to have more and more devices.
All right, good advice, and thanks you so much. We don't want anybody to be creeped out this time of year or ever. All right, we'll be right back.